Hi guys, Twitch here from Creep Designs, and today I'm bringing you a short video demonstrating how I tackle a issue that I encountered with this buffet top. So as you can see here, I started with 80 grit sandpaper and I was struggling hard with this, and it was looking like I was going to be going through a ton of sandpaper. So I tried a higher grit sandpaper hoping that it might work a bit better, but I just wasn't working at all. As it turns out, it actually has furniture wax on top, no clear coat, just furniture wax. As you can see here, it's building up on the sandpaper, and no matter how good a quality your sandpaper is, the wax is just going to keep building up and create a shiny surface on the sandpaper, and you just go through an absolute bucket load of sandpaper doing it this way. So what I did to tackle this and remove the wax from the top is I used mineral spirits and a rag, and I just soaked the rag in it straight from the bottle, and it's like I'm just cleaning the top surface. And you can kind of, when you're doing it yourself, if you're doing it, you can kind of feel and see when it's working. So I just do all around the edges, and just do a kind of circular rubbing motion, just like you're cleaning. I then get another clean rag and go over it again. The rag, if you're using a white rag, will be easier to see. It'll come up very brown and dirty looking. Then going over with a bottle of clean water and a clean rag to get off any residue. Next, I'm using old scrap sandpaper just to go over the surface. Going over it with sandpaper will show up any residual wax, anything that's left over. It'll come up real smoky and white like it is in that strip there. And I'm using a scraper to try and scrape off some more of it. You can use sandpaper. I just wanted to have a go at using a scraper to get the wax off. And as you can see, it coming up quite easily there. And just going in with the sandpaper again, still there. And you can see the shiny spots on the sandpaper where the wax is adhering to it. I get the mineral terps again and give it another wipe over to get rid of any more wax. I go back in with the sandpaper, and this is the exact same 80 grit sandpaper that I was using before, and look at the difference. So once you get that wax off, you're good to go. So I'm using sandpaper discs from Sleek Brushes Australia. High quality sandpaper, reasonably priced, and I don't go through anywhere near as much of the Sleek sanding discs as I did of the ones that you can buy from Bunnings and Super Cheap Auto. When I'm applying my sandpaper discs to my sander, I find it easier to line up the holes if I bend it in half and line up the holes that way and then just let it go flat, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So still going with the 80 grit. I generally go with the 80 grit all over, but I'm not necessarily concerned about getting all of the original finish off, just getting off the bulk of it with the 80 grit. I find doing it this way eliminates the risk of you know, deep gouging and swell marks in the actual timber itself if I don't try to dig too deep into the finish with the 80 grit. Now going in with 120 grit sandpaper. You want to go down, work your way down gradually through the different grits of sandpaper to get the tooth down. 180 grit. So what I'm going to try and show you here is the difference. So I believe I'm using 240 grit sandpaper here, and the dark side on the left still has tooth, whereas the other side is silky smooth. So this short video was just a quick demonstration to show how I work down through the grits of sandpaper. I think this is the way most people do it. It is the most effective way to do it and the best way to avoid swell marks in your wood. As always, any products I use can be found in the description box, as well as my Linktree, which will have all of my affiliate links, brands that I like to work with, as well as any way that you can support me. Everything is appreciated, no matter how small. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any new content. Thanks, guys. I'm seriously brain farting today.